What Greg Merson did in 2012 and 2013 will forever be remembered in poker history. But now, it is someone else's turn to take the poker spotlight.
Chip it! Yes.
There's some really, really good poker players in there, and I'm playing with them at least for another day, so that's kind of exciting.
Tournament's going great for me so far. I think I'm just trying to play solid, play pots in position against people, deep stack, try to make big hands and get paid off.
Wow.
It's the dream, you know? You have this big prize and you really can change your life a little bit.
Just 154 players with chips in their stacks. Who will follow Greg Merson as main event champion?
Texas Dolly Brunson, who wrote the book.
He's moving in for the kill.
And there it is. Helmuth wins the championship.
Moneymaker puts his name amongst the greatest players in the game.
Wake me now.
Greg Merson is the main event champion.
Biggest day of my life.
Main event, day 5.
The champ is gone, but the champ is also here at the Rio. I'm Lon McCarran with Norman, Chad, and Kara Scott. Day 5 rolls on as the November 9 nears. Facebook engineer Ola Ogalola just moved all in with Jack 5 suited, waiting for Byron Coverman's decision.
Coverman, 26-year-old Ohio pro. This would be for less than 10% of his stack.
And Coverman calls.
Terrible hand.
I mean, how bad is it?
Terrible hand.
Is Danny kidding me?
He made a
He made a face. He thought he had a random play.
the old 5 big blinds all in face. I win.
I was like, what face is that?
The amateurs had a great time here. Got to play at the feature table with Phil Ivey. He needs a little luck to stick around a little longer.
No help on the flop, but still 2 live cards. But Coverman pairs up Ola now with just 3 outs.
Ola's got to have a jack.
The river card is an ace, 2 pair for Coverman. That's the end of the road for Ola Ogalola.
No, I was like,
154th place.
That's all I was like, what face? I don't understand.
Ola's incredible journey is complete. He outlasted almost 98% of the field. Around the room now, 2012 Octo-Niner Steve G, the only player left from last year's final table. J.C. Tran with a below-average stack, but he's as solid as they come. Jonathan Lane has held the Day 5 chip lead for a while, keeps trending in the right direction.
A bit too serious. He needs to room with Brett Favre for a while.
There you see Lane on top, Canadian attorney Jason Mann in second, Grayson Ramage in sixth, 153 players left.
Amateur Dan Owen in 4th place, 65 years old. Maybe we can sneak a senior into the November 9 this year.
Annette Oberstadt and Yevgeny Timoshenko survived their Day 4 encounters with healthy stacks. Max Steinberg falling fast.
Annette, one of 4 women still here, along with Jackie Glazier, Kima Kimura, and Beverly Lang.
So the march towards the November 9, relentless as always. Keep accumulating or watch it on TV. In the hoodies, Sergio Castelluccio flopped a pair of kings. No match against the aces of Annette.
Battle of the sunglasses. Castelluccio, Danny Masterson's stunt double on that 70s poker show.
135,000 from each turn card. Another 4 aces up versus kings up. Castelluccio checks.
When Annette won the World Series Europe main event in 2007, that was worth $2 million. That still represents more than half of her career live tournament winnings.
Oberstadt was reaching for chips and does bet 275,000.
Castelluccio has been married 2 years. His wife originally came to him from guitar lessons 9 years ago, and after 7 years of instruction, they got married. Guitar courtships are always the best.
And he commits the chips to call. Castelluccio with his first World Series cash here, but $1.5 million in cashes elsewhere. River card, Queen of Diamonds, puts a 3rd diamond on board. And Castelluccio checks again.
The month after she won World Series Europe, Annette was 2nd at the EPT Dublin event for nearly $500,000. And since then, she's gone from being very spectacular to just very good.
And $500,000 chips here now from Annette.
You know, people seem to take their sunglasses off for big decisions, Lon. I leave them on year-round because there are big decisions every day.
And Castelluccio gives up his hand, and Annette will take that pot. So Oberstad trying to win the main event here in Vegas, too.
Annette ahead every step of the way, and she played it like she was ahead every step of the way, but her sunglasses should come off, too.
With Greg Merson out of the picture, it's a certainty that there will be a new main event champion. And invariably, the question will be asked of the remaining players, who would make a good ambassador as the next main event champ? Who would represent the poker community well, Norman?
Greg Merson says he wasn't comfortable in the ambassador's role, and I accept that. But come on, poker ambassador? One of the easiest jobs ever. You travel the world with millions in your pocket, shaking hands, kissing babies, and smiling pleasantly when someone beats you. Basically, you just have fun playing the game you love. Heck, I would make a great poker ambassador. Well, other than the fact that I can't play poker and don't smile much.
The halves at the feature table do have a lot of chips. 2 players over $2 million. If Nick Schwerman is poker's next ambassador, plaid ball caps for everyone.
Jonathan Jaffe looks like a poker ambassador.
Yeah, you're right about that, Norman. He seems to be very much in his element right here at this featured table under the bright lights. And you see in the background a new player, Yi Fang, will be joining the featured table. Jan Dion under the gun, 10-7. Folds to Jonathan Jaffe.
How you doing, boss?
With aces.
Good. Good. Nice. 45.
Raise to 45,000.
You heard the raise. Brett Ritchie now. Folds Queen Trey and Yi Fang now.
You have 3,000 Annie, and it's been raised.
Can I place his hand?
45.
You may recall Yi Fang from being mic'd up for us.
Can I place his hand?
Yeah, you're allowed to.
He wore that mic out.
No rush.
Well, if Yi Fang were a poker ambassador, there'd be a poker revolution. The streets would be filled with poker neophytes having fun and playing Queen 10 before their chips are even out of the rack.
And he's bringing almost 1,900,000 chips to this table. And he's going to re-raise it to 70,000 before he sits down.
That's how you hit the ground running at the feature table, Lon. And Jonathan Jaffe is salivating patiently at the other end of the table.
Fang, born in China, now lives with his wife and 3 kids in Vancouver. All right, that business out of the way. Nikolai Sears looks down at King 4 and folds.
Sir, I tell you, I'm a lucky man. So, it's a public secret.
There we go.
I'm stupid, crazy, and lucky.
Good combo.
Reporter folds. Back to Jaffe with the aces.
My English is not good. Sometimes I cannot understand what you're talking about.
170 more?
I
like this
170,000 more.
Jaffe with a 4-bet to 240.
I cover you, right?
Yeah, but I have a big hand.
170 more.
You need me to kick you out the first hand?
240,000.
I have a big hand.
That is now 240,000.
How big you mean? How much?
240 total.
Boy, talk about Yi hitting the ground running, Norman. He makes the call.
Well, he calls the 4-bet without further comment.
Well, everyone interested in what's going to happen here. Here's the flop. Queen 7-8. Fang pairs his queen, but still, he's not good enough for the aces of Jaffe.
You know, once again, top pair no good. The over pair is better.
Jaffe first to act here.
300.
That's 300,000.
You don't know I love lady? I'm all in.
I call.
Here we go. Welcome to the table.
I love lady. Lady, come in.
Yi Fang confident.
I love lady. Lady, come in. Please, lady, lady, lady.
See, these two could be like Penn and Teller.
All right, turn card is a jack, provides Fang a few more outs.
9, 10, queen. Then I will say, ole, 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 ole. We are the champion.
If I lose, I hope you win, sir.
Okay.
I hope you take the turn.
9, 10, queen. 9, 10, queen. Please, please, please.
Jaffe close to a big double up here.
And here's the river. It's a blank. Fang will send most of his chips to Jaffe after the aces hold up.
Yeah. I'm a good man, right? I sit down, first hand double you up. I make you happy.
If I lost, I could feel good losing to you because you're a character. You're a good dude.
I like Jonathan Jaffe a lot, but strangely, I was rooting for Yi Fang on that one.
Jaffe right now with over 2.8 million reasons to flash that smile.
I love ladies, so lady come here, I'm all in.
I know. It was verified.
Oh.
Verified.
I need a 9, 10, queen, and a miss.
Another reason why we love the main event so much. What a melting pot it is. The 2013 World Series of Poker is brought to you by Caesars Casino on Facebook. What happens in Vegas now can go anywhere.
You don't know I love lady? I'm all in.
I call.
I love lady. Lady, come in. Please, lady, lady, lady. 9, 10, queen. 9, 10, queen. Please, please, please. 9. Oh. About 4 months ago, I played San Francisco. I'm all in. Ace king. Other guy open poker aces. Then flop 10 jack. Then I say,
lady.
I love lady. I love lady. And the liver lady coming. So without the lady, I'm not powerful.
Were you lucky chances?
Yeah.
Does this guy make an entrance or what?
Yeah, maybe they were. He said San Francisco, so 40.
All right, Jaffe back in business with 7 deuce. He goes from the best starting hand on Hold'em to the worst.
Is there a 7 deuce bonus here like they used to have on high stakes poker?
Exactly. A raise to 40,000. Fang called with queen 10 again. Nikolai Sears with ace king suited.
After college, he worked for an e-commerce store that sells mosaic glass tile. I hate buying mosaic glass tile online.
And he re-raises all in.
Well, 7 deuce always shrinks when someone raises all in behind you.
It shrinks from what? All right, Jaffe just saving a little face here.
Okay, I call.
And a call from Fang with queen 10 again, and he's in trouble again.
Of course he calls. He's got a lucky lady.
I think he feels okay about it.
Ah, the ladies.
I have a lady I always call.
It's not the most solid theoretical poker.
Lady.
Lady coming on the liver. On the...
Fang has Sears covered by about 300,000. Here's the flop. Top 2 for Sears.
Jack.
You need her boyfriend.
Broadway draw for Fang.
Her son. Or standard.
I first double you up, then double you up. I'm come here donation.
Turn card. 5 of hearts, no help to Fang.
Fang still looking for a jack to knock out Nikolai Sears.
Can Fang pull this one out, or will he lose another chunk of chips? The 9 of diamonds brings Sears the double up.
Well, Yi Fang doesn't appear headed to the main event title, but he can be my poker ambassador any day of the week.
So Sears doubles up, still short with just 23 big blinds. Fang loses 38% of his stack in that hand.
Yeah, Yi is running out of double up chips.
All right, let's go from one feature table to another. 2 big hands clashing. Alexander Livingston on the right with queens, just 4 bet. On his right with kings is Marvin Rettenmeyer.
Both these guys would make wonderful poker ambassadors. You know, I just had a thought. Marvin loves to play the guitar. If he had met Sergio Castelluccio's wife first, she might have married him, and Sergio might be wearing a scarf.
It is a small world in the poker circles. Marvin Rettenmeyer moves all in with his kings.
Livingston doesn't like it.
Sick.
Obviously, I'm not slow rolling this.
Yeah, that's a 5 bet all in from Rettenmeyer. Livingston is the big stack at this table, but this would be for 2/3 of his remaining chips. Marvin wouldn't bluff shove, would he? Livingston's thinking he must have a monster.
This is a blind-on-blind confrontation.
I call.
He calls with the queens, and these two have created a tremendous pot of over $3 million.
Alex shakes his head. I guess Livingston hoped it would be ace-king or jacks he'd see.
Rettenmeyer, the player at risk, but he's way ahead as the chips go in the middle.
6. Sorry in advance for a second. Just don't do it.
Livingston would have 440,000 left if he lost. 3 million chips in the middle.
Probably supposed to fold.
Livingston's queens trying to take out Rettenmeyer's kings, and there's a queen, sorry, in advance.
That's an unlucky lady for Rettenmeyer, but at least he's picked up an up and down straight draw.
Plenty of hand left here. Turn card is a king, and Rettenmeyer fires back and takes the lead. Oh,
it's a good card. Pretty decent card. Will you take a chop?
Now they both have the same open-ender.
They would chop the pot with a river 9 or ace. Otherwise, Livingston can only bust Rettenmeyer with the last queen in the deck.
Here is the river card. Oh, the 9, and they will chop it up. Oh.
I knew it's coming too. It's so sick.
2 gentlemen chop a big one improbably.
I probably should fold. It's a really disgusting spot.
Oh my goodness, Norman. What a hand.
Sorry in advance for a second.
Not often you see a chop with so much drama. Every street brought different size of relief. In the end, Rettenmeyer and Livingston about where they started. Welcome back to day 5 of the World Series of Poker main event. We're under 150 players in the Amazon room, 17 tables in action, and former financial services employee Chris Lynn, the new chip leader. Action underway at an outer table. Sacramento pro J.C. Tran with ace-king of hearts called the all-in of David Cossio, who has 2 red queens.
Cossio, one-time math professor with 12 World Series cashes.
Raise that in. Only use about 1 time right now.
Yeah. Well, it is for 80% of Tran's stack, so that's good one-time management.
All right, the flop, Jack 7, Jack. Queens up for Cossio, still in the lead.
Cossio in good shape.
Okay.
Turn card now. And JC hits his card. Cossio in trouble.
Cossio's got to have a queen.
The river card is a tray, and that will do it for Cossio. JC Tran with the knockout.
Tough beat for Cossio. And I wouldn't want to go either. His second main event cash in 4 years.
This one is worth nearly $51,000. Eliminated in 147th place. Nice run for the former university math professor. Big pot for JC. Very nearly a double up for him. Big gamble in that spot, but it paid off. To learn more about J.C. Tran or your favorite poker player, head over to ESPN.com/poker. Back to the featured table. Yifang's stock and stack have plummeted here on day 5, having lost over 1 million chips. Most of them to that guy, Jonathan Jaffe. And he'll take a spin with Queen 10.
Oh, Jaffe loves the ladies.
A raise to 40,000. Fang calls on the big blind.
I got your lovely lady here.
These two have a thing going on already. Here is the flop. 7-7 Jack. Jaffe's still ahead. Fang checks. That's 32,000.
32,000. You win, sir.
Fang goes all in, and Jaffe folds quickly.
Jaffe took a stab, and then Fang with the nice play.
Sometimes I give you a chance to make a mistake.
That's what you did there, and I did. I walked right into the bear trap.
Well, took a little bit, but Fang wins his first pot at the featured table. This is his second World Series of Poker main event. He played back in 2011, but didn't cash. Fang lives in Vancouver with his wife and 3 kids, and poker is just one of his hobbies.
He studied geology at the University of China. You know, I don't recall us having a geologist at the main event before, Lon, and, well, they are fun.
Yeah, the closest we may have come is a fossil man, Norman.
Good point.
All right, we'll keep it here at the featured table. Nick Schwarman in middle position with 9-8.
The closest Schwarman's ever come to geology is going to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Nick raised, Fang moved all in.
Fang trying to win back-to-back hands without a queen in his hand.
Any takers? Not from Sears. In the big blind, Alex Billiker. No thank you. Schwarman gives it up, and Fang will take it down again.
Gluing up.
Yi Feng has a lot of ground to cover to recapture the stack he brought to this featured table, but he's doing his best. 140 players remaining at this 2013 World Series of Poker main event. That number keeps dwindling and the pressure keeps increasing. We've got a new featured table lineup. 07 World Series of Poker Europe main event champ Annette Oberstadt is here, as is 24-year-old Max Steinberg. He took out Phil Ivey back on day 3. Two-time bracelet winner J.C. Tran comes to the bright lights after eliminating David Cossio a moment ago. And Jonathan Jaffe is still here, an accomplished pro. Though, when this main event is over, he has a unique job to return to.
Jonathan Jaffe, currently a professional poker player and a dolphin trainer in training. I've always been interested in marine life, and when I found out about the SeaWorld Bait Boy program, I just joined up, and now I try and be a trainer for a living. Right now, I'm kind of just in charge of the bait for the dolphins and feeding them. I don't get to actually do the training so much as the rewarding, but it's a nice part because you get to make the dolphins happy. It's quite a grind becoming a dolphin trainer. It's like 50 hours a week. As far as actually spending time with the dolphins, it's less than 10 of the hours. You're really just learning all the ins and outs behind the scenes. Dolphins are just fascinating creatures, you know. They're smarter than some poker players, and they're definitely, you know, they're characters. They have personalities, and I just like spending time with them. I just enjoy leading a balanced life, kind of having, you know, a lot of things on the side. Dolphin training really keeps my head close to the ground. I try not to really think big picture and how this run in the main event affects my career per se, but it's just fun playing it, and I'm gonna play as well as I can and have as good a time as I can while I do.
I believe he said dolphins are smarter than some poker players. I want names, and I want them now.
Oberstadt open for 40,000 with a king-queen suited. Jaffe has Lady Fever, makes the call with queen-5.
He also mentioned learning the ins and outs behind the scenes. Behind the scenes? Is there some dolphin subculture of clubbing and prop bets?
Jaffe catches middle pair, and that is the best hand right now. He checks. Annette just caught one spade in the flop, but she's going to bet 55,000.
It's just so stressful playing out of position against a player like Annette Oberstadt. It's like going from training dolphins to swimming with sharks.
Jaffe, with the best of it, makes the call with a pair of 5s. Turn card. Jack of spades. Jaffe's still good, but can he convince himself of that? Annette picked up a flush draw. Jaffe checks again.
And Annette might feel empowered now, picking up that spade draw to continue with her scallywagging, swaggle-foosing, shimmy-shamming ways.
Yep, she is reaching for some of her arsenal. That's 135,000.
She's a double-barreled shimmy-shammer.
That's 135,000.
Now Jaffe with third pair. Makes that call, wants to stick around.
He's a non-believer here with third pair. That's impressive. And I assume he thinks Annette is smarter than a dolphin.
River card now, 8 of hearts, and Jaffe's fourth pair now is the best hand.
Yeah, at what point of this hand was he going to feel comfortable with a pair of 5s?
Jonathan checks a third time.
Does she have a triple barrel shimmy sham bluff in her?
Oh, are you kidding? Of course she does. But does she want to use it here?
She's going to.
You're right about that. That's 260,000 from Annette Oberstadt.
And it's actually so much easier to make that bet than to make this call. When you put pressure on your opponent, all the tough decisions are on your opponent.
Time for some soul searching from Jaffe.
Raise.
What?
I didn't expect to hear a raise there, and that will be that one. The dolphin trainer's a shark himself.
So Jaffe puts out the chips to call as Annette waits to see how much Jaffe will raise. Jonathan Jaffe surprising everyone here, raises to 740,000, and then Annette mucks.
Her shimmy sham was undone.
Boy, not many players have that maneuver in their bag. Yeah, the best hand won, but it was impressive nonetheless. Annette giving up some chips. Tough hand to make heads or tails of. Let's see what Antonio Esfandiari and Phil Locke thought about it in tonight's edition of Pro Analysis.
When I watch this hand play out, I think of chess, in which two high-level opponents are trying to outmaneuver each other.
Right. This hand also illustrates some of the difficulties in playing face rag hand, even if it's suited. You can be overcoded, you can get into these spots. This is a spot where Jaffe wiggles himself out of it, but he doesn't have to be in this spot to begin with. He didn't have to play it.
Right. Now, I'm not saying you should fold this hand, but out of position against a high-level player, you can get yourself in these really tricky spots. But I have to give credit where credit is due. He's capable of taking a one-pair hand that might be the best hand and actually turning it into a massive bluff and representing something that is much, much bigger. In fact, even if Annette had aces, it's very difficult for her to call. So, kudos.
I didn't understand a word they said. Then again, I prefer checkers to chess.
So Jaffe takes some chips off Annette, who lost 18% of her stack, still over $2 million. To an outer table where Mr. Fang sits now. He still has chips, nearly 400,000, but they're in the middle with ace-5 against the pocket jacks of former online phenom David Benefield.
Benefield, one of the sharpest young minds in poker, so it's the poker thinker against, I guess, the poker binker.
Fang trying to double through the man better known as Raptor in the online world.
Oh, 5-5.
Bink, bink, bink.
He's standing, but no long speech. I guess he left all his talking chips at the feature table, but he does hit top pair to take the lead.
He's got the lead, but Benefield now has a heart draw.
Turn card now. Is a heart. Benefield turns the winning flush. Fang drawing dead. Out with a flourish.
Yes and no.
138th place for Yi Fang. The last of his chips go to Benefield as Fang ends a run that he and anyone who came into contact with him will not soon forget.
It's not for money. It's for happiness. Sometimes I'm a fisherman. Sometimes I'm a fish. Sometimes I give you a chance to make a mistake. I'm stupid, crazy, and lucky. I say, ole, 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 ole. I love lady. Lady, come in. Please, lady, lady, lady. No.
The main event rolls on day 5 with the final table the first week of November. 8.3 million to the champion. At an outer table, Ramzi Jalasi on the left put in the final raise. He's all in with kings. Grayson Ramage called with jacks. 6 ace 4. Jalasi's kings don't have to worry about that ace. Turn card another 6. One card to come. Jalasi looking to double up. The river card is a jack, though, and Ramage hits the winner on the river and scores the knockout.
Ramage just overwhelmed with emotion. That river card just seemed bloodless and heartless. Jalasi took that final punch right in the gut, and he took it well.
Eliminated in 133rd position.
His second main event cash in 5 years.
Ramage will sit behind 2.8 million chips, and he takes the win in stride.
I think Ramage missed his calling as a compliance auditor.
Elsewhere, we've got Morgenstern on Morgenstern. God in the red with ace high. Just saw Anton, no relation, in the black, bet with pocket aces.
That's the German Morgenstern with pocket aces and the Israeli Morgenstern with nothing.
Anton bet 150. God just raised Anton all in on the bluff.
A Morgenstern should never try to bluff a Morgenstern. I believe you must answer for it in the afterlife. God runs this bluff because he has the ace of spades, which means Anton can't have the nuts.
Anton does make the call with the aces after some thought and will take a monster pot.
One Morgenstern now has a lot of chips, and the other Morgenstern does not.
Anton Morgenstern, the one with a ton of chips. 3.9 million now to work with. The other Morgenstern, not so much. So with that pot, Anton Morgenstern, as they count out the exact double up, will be among the chip leaders on day 5 here of the main event.
22-year-old poker pro with dual citizenship in the U.S. and Germany.
Looking at that World Series fact, one of Porter's bracelets is for Raz. He's only 42, Norman. Raz is for crotchety old guys who tell you to get off the grass.
He must be a crotchety young guy.
Rep Porter with Jack 4 offsuit folds to Max Steinberg in the cutoff. King Deuce of Hearts. He is short stacked, and he maybe could use a little white magic advice from Phil Hellmuth.
Max, you have the king deuce of hearts. What are you putting this chip down? What are you studying for? Fold. But if you want to get creative, I understand you only have 320,000 in chips. The big blind is 24,000. You have 13 big blinds. You only have 3 people to act behind you. Moving all in is okay. It's just not a horrible play here. Not something I would want to do. Making it 3 big blinds is also okay. You really don't want to make it 2 and let anybody else in there and take a flop and get in trouble. I would like to see you fold, but if not, move in. 13 big blinds.
Max cutting out, just calling chips.
I don't think call was on White Magic's menu here, and I'll stand with my poker brat on this one. Why, Max? Why?
Max is not a cookie-cutter style of player, though. We know that.
Steinberg has said his style is unorthodox, and a limp right here supports that.
Ashton Griffin came into the pot with Jack-9 of spades, and now the big blind, Eli Heath, with 5-4 of clubs, gets to check his option.
Heath, a 25-year-old UK pro with a degree in business.
All right, here's the flop. 3-way action. 5-4 ace. Hello, big blind special. Griffin missed, but bottom 2 pair for Eli Heath. Griffin checked. And now Heath. Bets 36,000. A wheel draw for Steinberg.
Well, thankfully, Max effectively missed that flop, so he can fold to this bet.
Max.
Oh, never mind.
He does not listen to the best poker players in the world, nor you. A call.
Can we bring Phil Hellmuth back here? What the heck with Max?
Griffin exits the scene. So heads up, Heath and Steinberg. Turn card now. King of diamonds that hit Steinberg, but his pair of kings and draw are still far behind.
And of course, Heath has got to love his 2 baby pair in this spot.
That is 67,000.
By the way, Max would make a great poker ambassador. Plus, anytime he's tired or busy, he can just send out his twin brother, Danny, and nobody would know the difference.
Good point.
All in.
Steinberg says all in.
Wow. Max might think he's best there. This is actually for more than 1/3 of Heath's remaining chips.
Might be slow rolling.
Heath makes the call.
You have an ace?
No, I have 2 pair.
What? Oh, all right, I have tons of those.
And Max Steinberg, who's had a fine World Series, is staring at the end of his poker summer.
Good call.
Now, Max still with 12 outs, but I just don't know why he put himself in this position.
Really high or really low?
And the river card is the Queen of Hearts. Heath's 2 pair will knock out Max Steinberg, his 5th cash of this World Series. And it all comes on the heels of his 2nd place finish at the National Championship.
He does play some great poker, but it didn't have to end that way.
It ends in 131st place. Heath crosses into the Millionaires Club with the help of Max Steinberg's entire stack. Max should be quite proud of his efforts here in Las Vegas. Tonight's bracelet moments are presented by PokerNews.com. This summer, 3 female sharks won no-limit hold'em bracelets at the World Series, including Dana Castaneda, who won almost $500,000 in a $1,000 buy-in. Lonnie Harwood made 3 final tables in 2013 and finally struck gold in a $1,500 event. And Ladies Championship winner Kristen Bicknell took home over $170,000. Here's a look at the women remaining in this year's main event field. Glazier, Oberstad, Lang, and Kimura, 2 with above-average stacks, 2 needing a double-up.
Beverly Lang, a Texas amateur who's very serious about poker. Her company, Showtime International, puts on halftime shows with drill teams, and she's having the time of her life at this main event.
Lang in a hand with Brandon Steven. The river card's out. Beverly with just jacks up, waiting on Brandon Steven, who has at least kings up. He bets $167,000. And Beverly moves all in.
And if Steven calls here, Beverly Lang is out. Steven, Wichita car dealer, was the November 9 Bubble Boy in 2010, 10th at that main event. He's a very serious amateur.
Nice check on the turn. Very nice check on the turn.
This would be for 1/3 of Steven's stack.
What do you think I have?
A busted flush draw.
No. I don't have that, man.
I got 2 pair. You got 2 pair too, right? Huh? 150. Actually, I lied to you. 268 more. I lied to you. I do have a busted flush draw with my 2 pair.
He must have a kicker problem with his king.
Young lady, will you show up my fold? I'll show you my hand.
I never know what to say when people ask me.
Well, it's the truth. Will you show up my fold?
Okay.
You will?
Yeah.
Do you want to call?
If I have the best hand, I want to call.
Well, you probably know if you have the best hand, I think. Huh?
Huh?
You probably know if you have the best hand, right? Pretty sure you think you have the best hand. Would it surprise you if I had a king? Does that surprise you?
No.
It wouldn't surprise you at all? You're the best. What are you doing, Austin?
I own Showtime International. I put on summer drill team high kick pom-pom cans and competitions for drill teams.
Yeah?
Bowl game halftimes. I've done 30 bowl game halftimes. Big
Really?
organizing thing.
Play a lot of poker?
Yeah, but you know, it's Texas. We don't have any casinos. We just have home games and everybody takes turns dealing. So just for fun. Travel a lot. Go out of state, you know, to other places. It's all our tax money is going to those surrounding states. We'll figure it out pretty soon. You get all that so we can legalize it in Texas.
She seems comfortable and confident, like she has the best hand.
I hate to be wrong.
And has Steven confused.
I don't know. You must have an ace of spades, right? Ace of spades, king of hearts. No, I don't think you have the ace of spades, because you're going to drill it on the turn, right?
I'm not really that good of a poker player, so you don't try to figure out, like, you know, what I should have done, because what you would expect me to do is probably not something I would do. Does that help you?
It helps me. I know I have the best. I know I have the worst hand, and I'm probably still gonna call. There's so much.
If you have the worst hand, I definitely want you to call.
That's fine. I have. You know what I have. It's pretty
Yes.
obvious, right?
Yes.
What do you think I have?
You already told me what you have.
I did not. I couldn't say that. I couldn't.
Oh.
That would be.
Let's talk about the hands.
JT would kick me out.
Talk about the hands. Don't talk about what they have.
$268.
If he calls, she's gone.
I guess you're gonna show me if I fold if I can save $268,000. Right? Sorry, guys. I'll use the same.
That's not a calling motion.
Chris, what was your name? I totally forgot. You told me. What was your name?
Beverly. Lang. What's your name?
Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
Nice to meet you. I think you play better than you say you do. Beverly?
Yes, dear.
I'm just gonna fold.
You're folding.
Fold. I want to see your cards.
You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
King's full.
Oh! A dagger to the heart of Brandon Stevens.
Is that hers?
Yes.
That was the sickest thing.
Thank you, Brandon.
Very, very nice.
Whoa.
I actually didn't think it was a bluff. I thought I had the best hand.
Oh, value back.
Well,
Hence,
that's the reason why I pulled it. I knew.
Hence, don't try to figure me out when she said that.
I did. I said, don't try to figure me out.
Yeah,
I'm not
gonna
exactly
tell.
sure what I'm doing.
Wow. Not expect to see.
And he's up close.
Okay.
Sure you're not a pro, Beverly?
I'm positive. Little girl from Texas that loves to play poker.
Ouch! Beverly from Austin, Texas.
Held a 10-minute conversation.
That was close.
National TV, flip over jacks at the end.
That's like one of the most interesting poker hands ever.
Beverly Lang with the hand and bluff, intentional or not, of the main event so far. The 2013 World Series of Poker is brought to you by the official WSOP social game. Download now on Facebook or your smartphone. The World Series always trying something new. A pre-event party had a dunk tank with Phil Hellmuth.
A Phil Hellmuth dunk tank could make more money than the hula hoop.
In the hat on the left, Massachusetts poker pro Ronnie Barta happily re-raised all in with aces and a short stack, waiting on a very dour-looking Dutchman, Joran Valthaus, holding king 10 of clubs.
Barta and Christian Harder both tied the main event record this year with their 4th straight cash.
They had the dealer dancing in her seat as well.
I tried to give him the warning. I gave him the beat. Let's get booked on the script somewhere.
Waldhaus calls. Barta shows him the bad news. Barta way ahead, but at risk. Waldhaus flops a two-way straight draw. Turn card now. Waldhaus with a flush draw. The river card brings a straight and the flush to shrivel the pocket aces and send Ronnie Barta to find another dance floor.
Barta, another fellow who would be a great ambassador.
I gave the beat and everything. He still 3-bets. I gave you the beat and everything. He still 3-bets king high. I gave him the beat too, and I busted. Like, so sick. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You know, you get in with aces. You know, if I can win that hand with aces there, I make another deep run in this thing. I have 800,000, and they just can't move me. That's the way they have to move me. When I get 2 aces, is the only way they can move me. So, 4th in a row, I can't complain. I made another deep finish. I'll be back here next year. You guys will see me again, that's for sure. Thanks for all the support, guys. Take care.
And the bracelet winner says goodbye. So 123 remain. $1.5 million is just average right now. Back to the featured table. Jonathan Jaffe in early position, Queen 7 of hearts.
We've seen Jaffe raise with aces. We've seen him raise with 7 deuce. Here's a hand he has it sort of in the middle.
A raise to 52,000. Mikhail Brimmelhouse with pocket aces.
Amsterdam pro.
He calls.
He slow plays his aces.
Yeah.
What part of Amsterdam is he from?
Well, whatever part it is, he knows how to collect chips. He sits here with almost 2.4 million. J.C. Tran with a weak ace on the button.
He knows better than the play of the weak ace.
Indeed. Folded now around to the big blind, Eli Heath.
Too many stripes at this table, Lon. I'm dizzy.
UK pro plays cricket on a club team back home.
Might be thinking squeeze here. Brimmelhouse would love that.
But that is just a call. It's going set mining for cheap against 2 others. It's Brimmelhouse with the aces as the hammer pre-flop here. Pocket pair for Heath, Queen 7 of hearts for Jaffe. 3 players. Here's the flop. King 4-10. All hearts. Jaffe hits the second nut flush.
That's got to be one of the top 10 flops for that hand.
Brimmelhouse holds the ace of hearts, can steal it back. Heath checks his deuces. He has the deuce of hearts.
89.
89,000 from Jaffe.
Pocket aces and the nut flush draw for Brimmelhouse. He might want to make it more than 89,000. These are the 2 big stacks at the table.
Doesn't look like it, just a call.
What part of Amsterdam is he from?
Heath gives up his hand, so heads up, the 2 big dogs at this table. 2 huge hands. Turn card. Tray of clubs. Jaffe's flush is still good.
Jaffe splits his time between Montreal, where he plays online, and Orlando. And if Montreal had Disney World, he'd never have to go back to Orlando.
How much is the fare going to be here? 200,000.
Go.
Now Brimmelhouse just says call.
He continues to step gingerly with his pocket aces and nut flush draw. I don't even think he's from Amsterdam.
All right, here we go to the river. Almost 800,000 chips in the middle. 9 of diamonds, so no more hearts come out, and Jaffe has the best hand.
And Jaffe is bet sizing now. You learn that on your 4th day of Dolphin Training School.
830.
Jaffe says 830,000.
I got a call.
Brimmelhouse says I got a call, and you got to ship it. Jaffe is rolling another big pot. Oh, he can do no wrong.
Flop flush, cracks the pocket aces. I guess it could have been worse, but Brimmelhouse just lost half his stack there.
Which gives Jaffe over 3.8 million.
Pretty sick of his shoves.
I don't make good folds, so I call.
Yeah. Still would be pretty sick.
I just always
since you
assume
had
they have
the
the ace of hearts. I'm like,
Yeah.
blocker.
Yeah.
Blocker. Everyone's blocker crazy. It's like my least favorite discussion or word. You made a good non-shove if you ever thought about bluffing it.
Yeah. My friend told me something about you, so I couldn't fold.
That I'm a moron and will not make a call. Yeah. I mean, will not make a fold.
So that pot puts Jonathan Jaffe in the thick of the main event leaderboard in 4th place. Chris Lind in the lead. Anton Morgenstern in 3rd.
A bunch of 20-something Americans on the leaderboard with 26-year-old Dolphin trainer in training and poker ambassador in training, Jonathan Jaffe running good. Running very good.
Just when you think you've seen it all at the main event, tonight happens.
Sometimes I give you a chance to make a mistake.
Ain't the ace.
Yes.
No.
All in. I call. It's a good card.
It's a pretty decent card.
Take a shot?
All in.
What do you think I have?
You already told me what you have.
It's full.
You ready?
King's full. Seven's full.
What a night of poker. For Norman Chad and Kara Scott, I'm Lon McCarran. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.